Hello everyone, in this topic we're going to talk about electrophoresis. This is really important, comes in many back questions, and in terms of use by scientists, in many biological labs they use electrophoresis for proteins and DNA analysis. So let's see how it works. So electrophoresis, you have a gel, so this square here, this is the gel. There are little holes where the proteins can be deposited, so little holes have been made in the gel. Note that electrophoresis can either be done for proteins or DNA. It can be done for both. What you need to know is that there's an electric current. So we have the negatively charged side here and the positively charged side here, and that means that either DNA or proteins, they're going to migrate from the minus side, the negatively charged side, to the positively charged side. Proteins will migrate a certain distance depending on two things: depending on their mass, so how big they are, and depending on how negatively charged they are. So let's take an example where all the proteins have different sizes and they all have neutral charges. Bigger proteins will migrate slower than smaller proteins. So you would end up, bigger proteins would be here, whereas smaller proteins would be here. In electrophoresis, you see a line because it's then dyed with specific molecules. Can be sometimes radioactivity or fluorescence. So that was a case where these are proteins with a big mass, big size proteins. These are proteins with a small mass. They go further. Let's take another example. This time all the proteins have the same size, but some are more negatively charged. So those who are more negatively charged are going to go further, and those who are less negatively charged are going to stay towards the beginning. They're going to migrate slower. In extreme cases, small proteins really negatively charged are going to go really far, and big proteins with no charges are going to really stay close to the beginning. So we're going to do a concrete example straight away. We're going to have a look at the beta globins, so the polypeptides, the hemoglobins of different people. So bear in mind that sickle cell, the sickle cell trait, so HBS allele, HBA, they're going to have two alleles which are different. The HBAS allele codes for the beta globin. So the idea is beta globin is within the hemoglobins, if you remember. So we're going to try and understand where hemoglobins would migrate for these different people. What you can read in the paragraph is that because there's been change in amino acid, we had glue in the normal beta globin and we had val in the mutated one. It says here that the mutated one it reduces the negative charges. Therefore, the overall hemoglobin will be less negative. So in these holes are deposited. So in this one, the first one is deposited hemoglobins from a person who is HbA. In the second one, we have hemoglobins of a person who has HbS allele, so the allele which produces the beta globins, and the mutated beta globins, sorry. And this one we have, in this hole, we're going to have the hemoglobins of the person who has HbS allele and the HbA allele. So I'm going to, you can pause the video and have a think what lines we will have after the migration. So I'm going to take off the colors, so we've put our proteins. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. So HbA, sorry, first person with HbA, they're only going to produce hemoglobins with normal beta globins. These beta globins are more negatively charged, so that means that the proteins are going to end up further. Okay. They only produce hemoglobins with normal beta globins. Second case, the sickle cell anemia individual who has 2 HbS alleles. These people will only produce hemoglobin with mutated beta globins. Therefore, all these hemoglobins will migrate not as far because they are more neutral. They are less negatively charged, so they're not going to go as far. Last case, person with sickle cell trait, there are going to be 2 lines. So why are there 2 lines? Well, that's simple to explain. They're going to produce 2 types of hemoglobins. Hemoglobins with mutated beta globins and hemoglobins without mutated beta globins. Therefore, these 2 types of hemoglobins will be at the positions of the others. So here we're only going to have mutated beta globins, which are less negatively charged, so they're going to stop here. And here we're going to only have hemoglobins with the non-mutated, so the normal beta globin, which is more negatively charged and going to end up further. So that was electrophoresis. There's a back exercise coming up where you have a clear definition of electrophoresis that you can use to answer back questions. Goodbye.